Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the first round back nine coverage of the 2021 Waco Annual Charity Open. This is the second stop on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. This event is presented by Prodigy Disc, and we have got BigBarri commentary bringing you all the action this weekend from down here in Waco, Texas. Myself, Jeremy Koling, joined by Paul Ulibarri.
Call me Yules today.
Joined by Yules.
Thank you. Yeah, it has a nice ring to it. So does this. 4 under for Cale Leiviska.
3 under, Paul McBeth. And then just not quite what we were expecting to see from Brian Earhart, who started off so well and just didn't finish so well.
Yeah, and we have Eagle at +1, which we also probably wouldn't have expected.
I've never seen that through 9 holes with Eagle McMahon. I've seen him take +1 on a hole, but then shoot 8 down somehow. So this is something that we need to see some good disc golf from these guys. Going into hole 10, par 4, 591 feet, a beautiful tee shot, pretty generously wide fairway. But if you're off, obviously like any holes here at the Beast, the woods can be treacherous.
I ran out there in between rounds, in between the 9 holes, and I gave them all Gatorade and some cold water. So I'm hoping that will kind of lift their spirits.
Gave them some orange slices. It's halftime.
And that's a really far and accurate.
It's right where you want it to be. Beautiful shot from McBeth.
You're welcome for the Gatorade. I'll take credit. Oh boy.
Cale.
Oh, and he gets the little vine.
Wow.
I feel like this is going to come out with some speed.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be holding back here. Oh,
well.
You go high, and now he's left, and it's the struggles are continuing. Earhart turning down the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't know if it hurt it at all. I mean, the result of it is fantastic. That was a beautiful shot.
Smooth, just right through it, very slow as he methodically, did his run up there and just unleashed a great looking shot.
Eagle having to go standstill, incredibly awkward, and that is ripped. But if this goes left, that can be problematic. It gets very ugly off to the left. Right side is okay. Left side is not okay. See Cale also very awkward line, kind of just stumbling forward, keeping his feet and not trying to go for a ton of distance, just keeping it in the middle. That was a smart decision and a good execution.
A little feathery upshot here. You want to put it on Anheuser, drift it in between. He didn't get the height right, though. That's going to leave him a little tester.
Yep. But that was a good call there. That you just want to give that just a little bit of a soft touch. This green can get pretty fast left side and behind. There's just a little bit of a hillside to contend with.
You know what we call that in Arizona?
Beautiful, man.
What do you call that?
A slippery slope.
No, I thought you were talking about Cale's beautiful park job.
We call it a beautiful park job in Arizona.
You call it the same thing that we call it everywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul just a little bit off. He's going to have to earn that birdie on the green. And actually, somewhat fortunate place for Eagles' second shot to land. And doesn't necessarily take advantage of it. He's going to have to earn his par.
Yeah, it seems like he's kind of in that groove. We've all been there to where it doesn't matter how good you throw it, doesn't matter the position you get in, the good breaks that you have.
Ooh!
Great putt there and good birdie by Brian, but it just seems like the course just asks a little bit too much of you, Even in his backswing on that last shot, he had that little branch kind of in his way, just annoying.
Yep.
Kind of an annoying round.
Paul, man, that is an excessive amount of inside the circle misses for any player, especially for Paul McBeth so far this round.
There
Okay.
you go. Good putt.
Eagle saving the par, and gosh, for a moment there, that the way that hit the chains, it initially kind of rocked back just enough to make me think, could he possibly be getting 2 consecutive spit outs? That wasn't the case. It was a good par save. Same story for Cale. Slightly less happy par is McBeth.
With the scoobs.
Scoopski potato, man. Hole 11, par 3, 279 feet. And you can see the trouble. The trouble is left, the trouble is right. Just want to keep this one down the middle and just pick either the left side or right side of this tree that we're passing right now. Most people are going to try to go left side of it and just kind of slide up into the base of this hillside. Leave yourself a short putt.
We saw Brian release this pretty high the last time. I'm wondering if it... Nope, not the case this time. Perfect. He released it perfectly.
Oh my gosh, and hits the hillside, but just launched off the top of the hill.
And that's going to be a very tough putt. Low ceiling, a little breezy, and then you have that hill to contend with. And if you miss,
yep,
you're never going to see it again for about
Oh,
40 more feet.
In years past, we've seen Paul McBeth right where Brian is there, putt for birdie, and end up going down the hill, hit cage, goes down the hill again, end up taking a 5. So it's a very tough decision for Earhart coming up. Cale playing that one wide right.
Yeah, Cale, good job.
Never seen him miss a fairway.
Yeah, I mean, the closest thing I think we've ever seen was probably the last tee shot on 10.
Yeah, but that was like a power shot. You know, I'm saying like mid-range.
Yeah.
Cale shot.
Mm-hmm.
And just a bad kick.
Paul's going to get aggressive here. 56 feet up the hill. Sit. He doesn't even need to watch it. He knows it's going to roll a little bit.
Whoa.
He's like, carry the 2. Should I lay this up?
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
He was doing the calculation. 5 plus 3 equals this. I'm 1 over. Okay. Am I the best player in the world that I can get 10 in a row? Yeah, that's true. Yep. Okay. All right, I can lay this one up.
oh. Think it sat, but yeah, that was a good bid from Cale. But my goodness, look how far Paul rolled into the woods. This course is just being a straight up jerk right now. Again. Paul can't believe it.
Brian, for birdie to save the
Wow.
human race.
Yeah, seriously, to save the cards will. And I mean, if you miss that putt, that's a very normal result from that range. The low ceiling, wide straddle, slightly higher elevated than a normal basket on the edge of a hill. There's a lot of things to compete with. He focused through it, made the putt. Not a happy camper at the moment, Paul McBeth. There's Eagle McMahon. That is a trying to just figure out what's going on right now. I mean, this course sometimes can feel easy, and sometimes it can feel like what we're seeing right now. And this is the other side. We're getting the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Hole 12, par 4, 609 feet. This is another one of those holes, just like hole 9, used to be considered a par 5, but the tour got too good at disc golf. There are too many eagles, and they want to make things tough. Tougher than they already are right now. And so you want to keep a low drive, moving right. So difficult to do because you want to go high-speed driver, but then if you do that, you can outdrive this fairway very quickly.
Looks like he's going with a mid-range high.
Oh. And that is
Oh.
a great rollout. Not a bad result. You can definitely save your par from there.
Yeah, if you get tucked too far right, it's really tough to get the par.
Cale with a buttery turnover that it just needs to hit flat and soft, and that's the perfect spot. You want to be on that left side of the fairway. That's going to set up a good angle. Eagle also going to go with the mid-range. Skipping up there to the right side is not good. That is pretty much eliminated any angle to get to the pin. I don't think Eagle has an opportunity to get aggressive. Oh, looks like he's turned that over too much, and yeah, that's going to cut roll into the woods on the left side.
Brutal. I mean, left, right. Here's Paul. Just like we said with Brian, I think he's far enough out to the right, be able to extend and power down the fairway to save a par.
Sure, that's all he's thinking about right now. And to get up the hill.
Sit.
That was an awesome shot from McBeth. You can see that little lawn whisker sticking up there, that blue thing in the screen. That is circle 2, so he's only about 70 feet away from the pin.
That was a rip from down there, from a standstill.
Big shot. And Brian, similar result, and that's also a really nice shot. I'm sure we'll probably see Brian pull out the rattler. I don't know why I made that 3 syllables.
Keep going. Keep going. Yeah, boy.
Cale turning this
Nice
one
shot,
so
Cale.
good. He is going to have a tap in for birdie. That is a sick drive. That feels partly like an eagle because of how tough this hole can play.
That was just so beautiful.
Put himself in that perfect spot right where he wants to be off the tee and executed a great second.
Oh, lame.
Just another insult to injury situation. Eagle just hitting the middle of the fairway and just rolling off to the side. It's relentless. So that'll be a par for Eagle.
Here's the rattler.
Stop it. It seemed more like a floaty layup. I don't really feel like he was trying to give that too much of a go, but this man right here, he is definitely going full steam at it.
Yeah, he's not about the floaties.
Nope.
Well, I was on the worst position ever off the tee and no look at the basket.
Oh,
All
boy.
for 4.
Maybe a little rattler by the...
Rattled.
Yeah, I'm sorry. By the
If you're gonna make fun of me, at least
supercharger going by.
just do it. Do it the right way, like everyone else. Just focus on my flaws.
Rattler-erd.
Exploit them at every opportunity.
That's
You
a good birdie.
Don't get rattler-erd.
Stop.
I'm Paul Ulibarri with today's Bushnell hole breakdown. Use the link in the description to pick up the Sport 850 rangefinder for yourself. Hole 13 is a 555-foot par 4. It's common to see a variety of different shots off the tee. It doesn't matter how you get past these guardian trees, but in order to score on this hole, it's a must. The strong Texas winds will make it tough to hit this bottleneck green. Let's see how it plays out.
It's nice to hear you do your normal voice in these hole breakdowns again. Kind of miss Paul Ulibarri tone though. Gotta
Man.
Maybe we'll bring him back sometime.
I think so.
bring in Paul Eula back sometime. Cale missed that drive by quite a bit. Shocking result. Brian Earhart did not miss that shot by any measure at all. Just blasting that down the fairway with that tailwind. Such a helping wind for Earhart's forehand, just to smoke it with a little bit of Anheuser. Crush that.
Impossible not to.
Connecting an early tree. But going left is actually not the worst thing for Eagle. He's got the forehand distance to get there in
Oh
two.
my God. Smash. That boy can chuck a circle.
Great call from Brian Earhart. Cale.
I've never heard it call a circle. I really enjoyed that.
He does this funny thing where he pretends he's an Irishman. He says, chuck the, or Scottish, he says, chuck the circle towards the catchy.
That is what we do. Eagle, he needs to get something going here.
I like this. FD3 screaming. That's going to
Good shot,
check
Eagle.
up. That is a nice shot. I'm sure he wasn't happy with the drive, but honestly, you really don't need a ton of distance to really put yourself in position to get up and down if you have that big forehand. Everything left is pretty much wide open.
That was just a monster forehand from
Yeah.
Brian.
And maybe too much of a monster approach. That's going to be a breezy putt for the birdie.
Yep.
Cale will have that short putt for par. And McBeth, we've got an eagle alert potentially. Not this time. There was an eagle in the field today, though.
And he's right next to Cale.
Yep, well, there's your call. That's what you guys get, folks.
A birdie from Brian.
A birdie from Brian and an eagle from Ezra Adderhold. Surprise, surprise, he threw it far and parked it. It was like 5 feet away. It was very, 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 very good.
Yep.
I've seen twos in this hole. Last year, it was a very important momentum shift for Colton Montgomery down that late stretch when he shot that incredible back nine to take down this title. Threw a PD off the tee and made a long putt, but I've never seen anyone inside the circle on this tee shot. It's the strength of Ezra Adderhold. Excuse me, Aderhold. Hole 14, par 3, 303 feet. One of the simpler holes on, actually probably the last super easy hole on this course. Just a forehand left and just try to fade this one into the green. Cale Leiviska might go with a mid-range turnover, but this is kind of a must-get, especially with the tailwind.
Brian going with the mid-range play here. Gets it out left. He needs it to get to the ground, though. That's a big thing with this.
Yep.
If you keep it up, man, the wind will catch it and you'll drift right past that basket
The last
in a
thing,
hurry.
Last thing you want to do is don't want to go 25, 30 feet long on this thing and have to come back into that headwind. Eagle going, leaning heavy on this MD5 today. Super wide, and this thing is hyzering up nice. Getting a little scoot and roll. That's
Good
exactly
shot,
where you
Eagle.
want to be. Paul's going to go with the zone and really throw it hard. That's a big gap to miss. That is a lost shot for Paul McBeth.
Come back. Oh, hit a tree.
Oh, man.
Perfect.
After Cale started off 5 down, it's been 1 bogey, 1 par, or 1 birdie, 1 bogey, and a bunch of pars since then. It's been pretty flat.
5 down isn't a bad score today. As we can see, the rest of the card's struggling. I mean, getting pars out here isn't easy for this card right now.
No.
Look at those flags behind this basket. They are just ripping.
And like we said at the beginning on the first round, 15 mile an hour sustained winds, and that's a nice comeback putt for Paul. But the gusts were anywhere from 25 up to 31 miles an hour, and you really don't feel it in the woods. It's just all gone.
Nice shot,
It's so
Eagle.
thick in the woods there, but once you get back out into the open, it is just, it's a storm.
Yeah. I mean, the Prodigy had some of those Prodigy tents out here. They ended up having to take a couple of them down because a couple of them legitimately flew away.
That is just wild.
Our warehouse manager Dylan is on vacation this week, so we decided to bring Heather in to keep things running at a high level. She's already had a huge impact on our crew, and overall, they've embraced the changes surprisingly well. We're really happy with how Heather is doing in this new leadership role.
Turn it purple, baby. Just turn everything purple. That's the key to any successful business, I think. Hole 15, par 3 now, 558 feet. This is the third of 4 holes that they've just changed the par just to try to entice these players to get a little bit more aggressive. You've got the road OB left and the fence OB right, a tree, a big metal box, some railing, everything. A lot of different things are in the way here, but this is a super huge risk reward.
I feel like I'm playing in 2003, where everything's a par 3. I'm just kidding. I like the change, I really do, because there are a lot of players in this field that can reach this hole and do often, as we see this big hyzer.
That's good trust from Brian, leaving that out over the road, knowing that that tailwind was going to do nothing but bring that disc back into the fairway, skipping off the road. Eagle, he's going to go with a PD. Is this going to come back? Oh, no. Wow.
He's going to be way back there now.
Yeah. And
That's kind of what you have to do here as a righty, is you have to really hug those light poles on the right in order to keep it from going out left, because even if you throw a perfect shot on an S, if you land in the wrong spot, that wind will still skip you 60 feet to the left, straight OB. So,
and that grass that's really grabby on the left side of this road is just as not grabby on this side of the road. You see a lot of skips, a lot of movement on the ground once you get up here. And there's just, you'll see so many shots hit that ground in the middle of the fairway and still make its way all the way over to the road.
it's Cale going with the mid-range play, just playing it safe, doing, you know, we saw it on the front nine with his interview. You know, I'm just a buttery smooth player out here, guys. Dr. Smooth.
Eagle going wide and
Outside the circle, great. Good job.
It's inside the circle, but
Yeah,
I
that
guess he can't see what we can see here.
that anxiety is going to be high, though. Everything just feels a little bit off.
Nice play.
Oh, no.
Cale's
Be up
left
there.
himself. It's just a straight tailwind putt, so I don't think that that's going to give him too much problem there from 26 feet. Brian with that mash backhand drive, leaving him a pretty short approach. But look at that thing just race on the ground there. Just does
Imagine
not
being
wanna-
so smooth that they call you Dr. Smooth.
I can't.
I can't either. I've never been called to doctor or anything ever. They would tell me to go to the doctor, if anything. Wow. Really?
That was an awesome try. That is a sick hit. A great bogey save.
Really was.
Oh,
my gosh.
Cale aiming that about a basket higher than he needed to. I'm guessing he was expecting it to drop. Looking up in the sky, and now he's got this putt for bogey coming back.
Nice putt, Cale.
That
Sick play.
is a really tough putt.
Yeah, push putt in the head when you got to get the nose perfectly right. Comes out, I think it went from a hyzer to a flat putt by the time it hit the change. And
Man.
like you said, a little left side again, but he likes that spot.
Mm-hmm.
In is in, and that was a beautiful putt from Cale. And Eagle. And really Paul, even though he didn't make it. Brian's is nice as well.
Yep. Good execution of the game plan for Earhart. 132 players in our field, Paul. With the tailwind, which is the wind you really need to get there for most players, only 5 people in our field. That's 4% of our field able to take the 2. Calvin Heinberg, Ben Calloway, Aaron Gossage, Ian Burchett, and Devin Owens on to hole 16, par 4, 609 feet. If you're going this side of the fairway, it's a low ceiling with a couple of trees. There's also a roller option that is available. This hole is eagleable with an air shot or with a roller, especially with this wind.
I think we're gonna see Brian opt for just a nice little flip up hyzer. It's like with a pretty understable disc. He needs a little.
Oh, shove down.
Yeah, well, I mean that's still fine.
It's fine. The name of the game of this one is just make sure you don't do the one catastrophic mistake of going out of bounds right. Other than that, the fairway's so wide, it really would be difficult to go out of bounds anywhere else. Unless you go roller and you go out of bounds long.
Or right.
And this one looks like it is going to curl up before it gets to that out of bounds. So that's a good safe tee shot.
You're going with the air shot, it looks like.
It's going to try to break some clouds, I think. And this is smushed. This needs to get back to the left. Oh, getting skip off the side.
God.
And he parks it. Are you kidding me?
Whoa. Wow.
Ugh. Ew.
Gross.
Ew.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, I really want to see this again.
Just riding up and down and up and down and then right on the back.
Last bit getting that skip.
Oh my God.
And he's outdriven it.
Whoa. Wow. Beautiful eagle.
And he's just still so mad. He's just like, oh, don't even look at me.
Wow. What a shot.
I was so sick.
This is going to be a little different. just like a couple 100 feet different.
He threw that really hard as well.
Yeah. Cale's able to laugh about that kind of stuff. Cale doesn't need 600 feet of power to beat you. Yeah, he's going to lose one stroke to eagle playing his game plan.
Brian going with a overstable
Hello.
putter here. Saying hello to the traffic. Drop.
This needs to sit. And that is not going to be a routine putt from 25 feet. That is going to be coming straight back into that headwind. And headwind putts on elevated baskets are one of the toughest obstacles you really are going to have in our sport. Good touch from Paul. That'll be a tap-in birdie.
Yeah, headwind putt, push putt. He comes from low to high here. Don't expose the bottom of the plate to the wind. Otherwise, who knows, unless you're going to aim at the tray.
Oh my God, that's the thing you can't do.
Cannot emphasize how hard that putt was. And now this is for the par. This is even longer than the birdie putt.
Nope, missed it again. That really sucks, man.
And that is not the score you want to take on the easiest hole in the course.
Just put it a little closer.
67% of the field able to get the birdie. That is the only 2 of the day. That is an absolute blistered tee shot. That was a special shot to see. And now we have turned around and we're going the opposite direction. So that means we are heading back into the headwind, Paul. And we are heading back into 2 of the hardest holes you are going to see ever when the wind is blowing. We're going to start off here on the second hardest hole of the day, hole 17, par 4, 610 foot. Forehand off the tee. Cale's going to throw a low fairway driver, maybe a distance driver, and try to just keep it low to get to the corner. And from there, who knows what you're going to do, because that wind is going to be ripping left to right like crazy.
And really, I feel like Eagle has so much power, he has to worry about going deep out of bounds on
Yeah,
this.
we've seen him do that in the past. Just a simple hyzer, and he was in the road. Paul, this is in danger of going out of bounds right. I think he hit a tree limb, and that actually saved him from going out of bounds right. So that's a fairly decent break. Look at that control. That is absolutely beautiful. That is
Love it, Cale.
absolutely
Beautiful,
beautiful.
Great job.
I don't know how you can trust that speed of a disc into that headwind with that low ceiling. It's awesome.
Oh, please be blessed.
And he is blessed.
And it's going to be a longer approach for Brian, and that's going to bring that tree into play here on this second shot. He's going to have to keep this thing low to avoid these low-hanging branches.
Mid-range?
Oh my God, biggest misfire ever, so lucky. Oh my God.
That is absolutely called perfectly. That was a misfire, and that was, who knows what kind of OB that would have had, but surely it would have been OB somewhere.
Yeah, there. Yeah, misfire on this hole. Sometimes you don't get your disc back.
Usually you don't get your disc back.
He needs to keep this low.
And this
That's
is in
not
danger
low.
of skipping OB right, or just and yep, that is going to be out of bounds right. And they have taken these walls and taken them no less than 12 to 18 inches off the open, 6 to 18 inches, or something like that.
Turn, baby. Push.
You'd expect
Help
it to.
me.
Sick line. Sit, sit, sit.
And Cale's going to have a tailwind putt on this hole. That is not an easy thing to do. Being left side of the basket. That is so skinny. Oh, that is so hard to trust that.
No way. OB.
Did that stay safe? The amount of hyzer that he had to throw on that to stay safe, I mean, that is not easy to do.
I can't believe he stayed in bounds.
Yeah,
Once that thing gets... Oh, wow. And he used all of it.
Yep.
Oof, that was a sweet little line.
Wow, that would have been an incredible birdie.
Here's the eagle to save the par. Oh, boy.
Wow. Man.
Whoa.
And let's just clean this one up.
Last 4 holes for Eagle. Birdie, bogey, Eagle, double bogey.
Dang, Cale.
Ugh.
That's okay. Great shot in there. Par on this hole really isn't that bad.
Yeah.
For him, it's feeling like the
Not
worst thing
good.
you could do. But
Right.
as far as big picture, par's a good score.
There were some
What a
big numbers. I
crazy
mean,
day.
multiple 7s, multiple 8s. I mean, 6s and all sorts of numbers all around the place. That is a treacherous hole, and if that one's tough, let's talk about a hole that's really not even birdieable. I mean, into this 30-mile-an-hour headwind gust, you are not going to really see anyone going across the water here. And if you do, they're not attacking this pin. This is a 450-foot carry just to get to the basket. And you can see, I mean, just laying this one up in the fairway is not an easy shot to do. Paul's done a good job there. From there, it's going to be about 235 feet or so.
Playing about 480.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, you're right. I really like this play from Cale. Very overstable disc, low, underneath the wind, and then really no chance of doing anything.
That's going to be a bit farther from Cale. It's going to be close to 245 to 250.
Yeah, and that's the problem with playing that low skip shot is you leave yourself a little extra on the approach, but you kind of guarantee the inbounds tee shot. I saw a lot of people get the nose angle a little bit off and then just head straight in the water, just trying to lay up.
And Eagle looks like he is actually going Metal Flake PD2. And look at this aggressive play. This is going to clear easily.
Take rip.
Wow. I mean, and that is a big advantage to get over there. If you like throwing the backhand approach shot with a putter, then he has done a great job to get up there.
Get down. Get down. Oh, not that down. Get up.
Too late, dude. You already said it, man. You jinxed him. That's ridiculous. How do you feel?
Gotta get it up, Cale.
And that's going to be an interesting call, whether he crossed and hit the land. I think he did.
Oh my God. I blew it right out of my hand. That's a bogey to finish. That sucks. Wow.
Paul going to try to put maybe just a slight bit of Anheuser on that and try to play against the wind and drift back to the basket.
Get out.
He's done it perfectly. That is just the touch of a genius. That is so fantastic. Right disc selection, right angle. Okay. And Cale is called provisional.
And almost dunked it in the basket.
So they're going to move up to the other side of the water and take a look and see if they believe it crossed and hit land or not. Eagle just taking not much time, and oh my gosh. Okay, that looks to be safe, but oof.
I mean, yeah, he's touching right here. And yeah, that's safe. So is this probably Brian?
What's up?
Yeah, it's gonna be.
For him to land here, it would feel like it would have to come. I'm not like trying to screw anyone. I just am trying to figure out like how could it?
He's suggesting that at the end it could, it was coming hyzer and essentially was moving backwards at the end of that flight.
And if it crosses land, that's fine. It doesn't have to hit land.
As long as it touched over, crossed in. I'd say it's so.
Wow.
Make it for a second. I was like, oh, and then it kind of came back.
I'll take it right here.
Yeah, take it.
All right.
Take it right there.
Looks like they called him out of bounds, but then they gave him the benefit of crossing land before he went out of bounds, which is nice for him to make it right there. That's a good bogey to finish.
Yep. Good putt. Just get that just over the rim enough to that chains do the rest. And Eagle will have this short putt. To stay at even, and he does. I would say that was a roller coaster round for Eagle, but there wasn't enough good to really consider it a roller coaster. That was just kind of one of those days that you just want to forget. Unless the roller coaster was off the tracks and it was just crashing towards the earth the whole time.
It was like a boring roller coaster. I had one Eagle loop where it like did a little loop-de-doo and
it's
then...
like, ooh, this is fun.
Wow.
It's like now free falling for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Not the greatest scores, but man, not the greatest conditions either. Cale, Leiviska, and Paul McBeth able to finish the round at 4 under par, which was a pretty respectable number in these conditions. But we are going to look at a fire emoji. Gavin Rathbun with an 11 under par, the only player in double digits. Nico LaCastro, Bradley Williams, and a player that we have not seen yet on tour, Gannon Burr going to be rounding off our league card second round from Waco Annual Charity Open 2021. Thank you to the Founders Club. For Jeremy Koling, Paul Ulibarri.
Well, we had McBeth on here as
It
well.
was confusing.
Yeah.
We normally have Paul McBeth
I
on the
told
card.
you, call me Yules.
for Big Jerm and Yules, we're Jomez. We'll catch you tomorrow.